The episode idea evolved from, I think, the guys in the room, actually before we were on staff, came up with the idea of Monk getting a crush on someone. What would he do with that? What would he do with that if that person turned out to be possibly involved in a crime? And also a character I think they got excited about, someone who kind of came from a similar place in their heart as Monk, someone who'd been touched by sadness and tragedy, and what would happen, if he kind of met that kind of a soulmate, and she was in trouble. The woman that Monk develops a crush on in this episode is named Layla Zlatovich. She is from war-torn Zemenia. And the thing that Monk discovers that's really, first of all, she's an amazing person. She's incredibly thoughtful and kind. She helps refugees. She's open and honest and warm. She's incredibly beautiful. But one of the most exciting things, and I think this is where the episode kind of came from initially, was that she's been touched by sadness and tragedy kind of in the same way, not in the same exact way that Monk has, but in a way that they can both relate to. They both kind of had this weird, horrible lightning bolt hit them. For Layla, it's that she comes from, she grew up in a war, and for Monk, it's obviously the death of Trudy and just a childhood where he was plagued by his OCD and maybe a family that was, not the norm. Monk has had crushes since Trudy. There was a great episode in season 1, Mr. Monk and the Other Woman, where he definitely seemed to be inching into this territory. We got excited about going a step further with this because of the fact that they've come from this place of sadness. As far as who else he's had crushes on, I guess that's up for debate. Whether he's had crushes in his own way on other people.
Yeah, you could even define that as, he's had a friend for a brief period of time outside of his group of friends, and non-sexual crush.
Yeah, the Andy Richter character probably is someone who he definitely, Hal. He had a crush on Hal. A man crush.
Yeah.
A bromance.
Yeah.
These are words that you hear. But this is one of the few times that he's gone to a romantic place with his crush. And in fact, it's funny because one of the things that we play on the episode is that, at the end of the day, Layla's not a lot different than Natalie. They're both very sweet. They love to help people. They're open and honest. But Monk certainly doesn't seem to have a crush on Natalie.
No.
He does not treat her in the way that you would treat someone that you...
She's Natalie.
She's Natalie.
But it's Layla's sense of loss. Layla's sense of loss, I think, that also, gives him something deeper to connect to emotionally.
Monk can't get over Trudy for so many reasons. One of the fun things about the character of Monk is, here's a guy who can't get over the fact that he spilled apple juice, on his rug 6 years ago. So, to have his life be cut in half by, this incredible tragedy, it plays against everything that's frail about him. She was the one person who truly accepted every single thing about him. And not only that, but she made him a better person. She made him feel safe and warm and happy. And to have that ripped from him, it made everything in his life that he was struggling against, it made it much worse. And then to have the fact that she's gone not be explainable. It's a mystery. And, we know just that Monk hates mysteries. He hates that kind of chaos in the world. It's the ultimate act of straightening a fruit bowl is to solve a mystery, to have there be no question marks. So to have those things collide, I think, is one of the reasons that he can't get over her. Now, I guess the big question of the series is, if he ever does solve her murder, what then? Who is he then? Will he finally be able to put that to rest, or is that, will he still just be this guy for the rest of his life? Can he ever achieve happiness, even if he does erase the question mark surrounding her death? And that's, we just started on the show, so we're going to, find out a little bit of that with the rest of you.